Yummy Fur, Chester Brown. You heard of him? You heard of it? This is his sketchbook from 1987. And hello everyone, it's Tom. It's time for FANzine Live, and today it is time to look at some classic zines. You may have heard of this cartoonist. His name is Chester Brown, and this is his sketchbook. You may have heard of Chester Brown from his work back in the 80s. He started out doing mini comics like Edd the Happy Clown and Yummy Fur. Yummy Fur, of course, going on to being a full indie comic. Chester has moved on to other things, including doing some graphic novels on his own, doing some work with Drawn and Quarterly. But this is a sketchbook, and as I was going through my boxes of old zines, I saw this and I thought to myself, wait a minute, Chester Brown, I think I've heard of this guy. And of course I have. I have not read any of his other work. I don't know Edd the Happy Clown. I don't know Yummy Fur per se, but it really struck me that somebody back in 1987 decided to make a sketchbook about this individual. And how prescient was it? Because Chester Brown has really turned into something on the larger scale, apparently being a contemporary of Seth and Joe Matt and some of the other Toronto area comics or cartoonists. So this is a Chester Brown sketchbook, copyright 87 by Miscellanea Unlimited Press. Costs 25 cents in a stamp. And this is printed by a gentleman named Edd Vick. And I'm going to read this to you just so you can see what it's all about. He says, when you see a composition you don't like on the following pages, blame it on me. If something works, chances are Chester had them juxtaposed anyway, like the two figures on the facing page. And my God, I want to know why the word Christos is partially covered by that stretched face on the back cover. Don't study the composition. Look at the art. Chester can handle realism, as he did in the hands on the page 4 and in some of the sketches of faces that I didn't use. But his forte is impressionism. A little shading around the eyes suggests an emaciated horror. A tightness of the mouth portends a terrible hunger. You can see some of it right there. A charged, ominous atmosphere is conveyed by posture and expression. Check out those adjectives. This is not mindless pap. Feet are chewed off. Cattle are mutilated. People can't stop, if you know what I mean. And Edd the Happy Clown doesn't have a good day in Chester's reprints of Yummy Fur, available from Vortex. Buy them. They're bad for you. Very bad. Edd Vick. So you can see that Ed is a huge Chester Brown fan, and you can see what he's talking about with the work around the eyes, the extra line work there. Really interesting. So this is 1987 vintage Chester Brown. So yeah, that is some pretty sweet realism. Nice hand studies. But I do note these are real thin hands. Oh, look at the emaciated eyes and mouth and the cheekbones. That almost looks like the DC character, the Spectre. Look at that mouth. Now, I know Brown has gone on to do his own things. This actually reminds me, though, of some of the work of the Hutchinson brothers, who were very active in small press at the time, too. Interesting, the studies on textures. How do I do the textures? Do I do waves? Do I do overlapping lines, angles, vegetation? Very interesting. And the way in which he gets different expressions, again, using just a couple lines here and there. And look at what happens with the tongue. Take the tongue away, it's a totally different character. The exaggerated features, the nose, the chins, the giant jawline, the super wide jaw here. Couple hands. I guess this goes this way. Stretching the face. Playing with shading. Very cool. So yeah, just a little 8-pager. Edd Vick apparently got himself a bit of a gem in the Chester Brown sketchbook. Neat stuff. Folks, let me know what you think. Do you have any Chester Brown stuff of your own? If so, educate me. Tell me about what you've seen here and how it relates to his later work. I'm impressed by what I see. I just never have read the rest of his work. But I'd be interested in hearing in the comments what you think about all this. Also, please feel free, like the video if you're so inclined, and also, as always, subscribe to FANzine Live, because the more people who join in the fun, it becomes more fun for everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been FANzine Live, Classic Zines, a Chester Brown sketchbook. Hope you have a great day. I will catch you next time.